Someone by the name of Amina Butterfly seeks advice after revealing her 10-year-old daughter sometimes refuses to attend school. We're going to start and stop play this video and just discuss it as it goes. And I'm just going to give my opinion on it. Let's go ahead. The caption says, "So my daughter just recently started skipping school, but she's 10 years old, y'all." All right, let's look.
Recently started skipping school, like refusing to get up in the morning to go to school. She's 10, she's in fifth grade, and she just won't get up.
Hold on. Is she not getting up or is she skipping school? Like, there's a difference. If she's not getting up, get her ass up. She's only 10 years old. She has no say so of what she does, when she's going to do it, while she's living under that roof. So if she is 10 years old and she has a, I guess, wanting to get up problem, send her ass to bed early.
And I I know one thing I'm not gonna do is fight in the morning, fight with my kids. I'm not gonna drag her out of bed. I tell her 4, 5, 6, 7 times, get up and get yourself together, and she just won't do it. So
You know, I wouldn't do this when I was in school, but like on Sundays, if I did not want to go to church or something like that, I would do that. If I didn't want to get up, my mom would have to call me 5, 6, 7 times, and she would just go downstairs, get um, a pan of cold water, and she'll throw it on you. That'll get you up nice, quick, fast, in a hurry. There should not be fighting with a 10-year-old about going to school. No, no, ma'am.
yeah, I don't know how to handle this. Not coming on here for parenting advice, but I'm just
But then again, you are. Because it says seeks advice after revealing her 10-year-old, and then you're on a large platform where you're going to get people to say, or you're asking, what would you do? So you're going to get the advice anyway. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're not coming on here to get the advice, then why would you post it? That's just my sentiment on that.
curious. Like, I don't know. I mean, consequences are going to be like no iPad, no buying anything today. Like she just doesn't care. She'll still.
And that is the problem right there. You just said it. You literally just said it. She doesn't care. So if you take away the iPad, you don't buy her something, you don't do this, you don't do that, she's not going to care. The kids these days, they don't even care if you take away going outside from them because the kids these days don't go outside. So, like I said before, sometimes gentle parenting works, sometimes gentle parenting doesn't work. You just have to know your kid. And with that being said, if gentle parenting doesn't work, it's time to put belt to ass. It is time to put belt to ass. But then again, like I said in my previous videos, that the legal system has made it to where parents are scared to whoop their children these days because one call and they know they have CPS knocking at the door, or the kids these days feel like they can yell out, "I'll call the police on you." I'm the type of parent that I don't care. I will let you know to your face that I don't care if you call the police. But in majority of states, you have between the ass cheeks, right, to whoop your child. We all know that if you go and whoop a child, children, they jump up and down, they squirm, they run around. Some might get hit in the back, the lower legs, and that is when you're swimming in dangerous territory. But depending on the officer that you have, he might understand. He might let you ride with it. But between that area you're golden. I don't feel like you can get in trouble for that. But some parents just don't want to take that chance. In this case, I feel like if your 10-year-old is skipping school, if your 10-year-old is not wanting to get up when you're telling her to, all that taken away of different um, things as far as like iPads and stuff is not working for her, you're gonna have to find a different route. That different route might be 10 that ass up. But then again, we also have to figure out what is the reasoning behind this. Is this a bullying issue? I feel like you need to also talk with your kids just to find out what might be the real reason of them not wanting to go to school or the reasoning behind why they are skipping school. We can't just skip to just whooping the child. You feel what I'm saying? These days, I feel like you have to talk with your children at all times because you never know. My next question would be is where's the father? But let's go ahead.
This happens every now and again, not every day, but still, I'm just wondering, like, what do I do? She will not get up for school. She will not go. Well,
Okay, and then you say help, but you're not seeking for any advice. So, yeah, that's what do y'all think in the comments? Let's go ahead to the first comment. First comment says, "Have you tried knocking her into next week?" Fight for her education as hard as you were fighting to be with Peter. Just kidding. Homeschool, sis. I feel like when you try to homeschool, I'm not discrediting schooling, and I've thought about it a time or two because of the climate of what today's society is with these schools and all the things that are going on. That maybe we should take our kids out and homeschool them. But I feel like when you homeschool, even though that there are some type of activities for like the homeschool bound kids, they don't get that child interaction with other children. So I'm not sure. Someone else, next comment, just put a strictly a belt. Sometimes you got to take it there. You know what I'm saying? As a parent, you're supposed to fight in the morning. That's your job. My mama did it, and I graduated. Life's tough. Get a helmet. And like I said in the beginning, like I did this on Sundays when I didn't want to go to church or something like that, right? And my mom, yeah, we fight in the morning. I even fight with the kids. It's like, but my kids are younger. They're 3 and 6. Of course you're gonna fight with them, but how are you fighting with them? Is she like telling you, no, I don't want to go, no, I don't want to go, or is it just like fighting as far as trying to just get her up, just to even start getting her day started and brushing her teeth? If it's that, throw some water on her, some cold water. She'll get right up. Now, if you're fighting with her like, oh, I don't want to go to school, I'm not going to school, mama. Nah, then it's time to, put belt to ass. Yes, you are going to school. You live under my roof and you're gonna do as I say. Um, Next comment, you fought with Tara over that man. Fight that baby. Go go to school. Problem solved. See, I don't know who this lady is. Oh, she's the mother and you're the child. Okay, got it. That's basically what it sounds like. You know what I mean? Definitely advise finding out what has happened. She may not feel safe at school. She may be getting bullied. Call her teachers and get deeply inquisitive. And I pointed that out as well. Like maybe there's something that you just don't know that is going on in the school, which is making her not want to go to school. But ask those questions before you go off the deep end of just whooping her. You feel what I'm saying? Because there could be something else that is going on. So this is kind of a long comment right here. So I'm going to read it. It seems pretty interesting. So things to consider: the school environment, teachers, peers, relationships, conditions, the work, etc. Two, developmental changes. Approaching puberty, starting puberty, they can start experiencing hormonal, emotional changes before you see the changes. They often can't articulate what they're feeling. Three, what is she consuming? Food, media, social, etc. 4, I know this is a hard concept for many of us because we didn't have a choice in going to school, but as adults, we have a mental health days or just use leave to take a day. Learning the balance between handling your business slash showing up and taking care of oneself is something that can be taught and practiced, even from an early age. Lastly, traditional schools is not for everyone. If this is a persistent problem, alternative option are available to your family. It could be worth checking out. Yes, so number 4, I know this is a hard concept for many of us because we didn't have a choice in going to school, but as adults we have mental health days. And this right here is by far, I believe, the best response that I've read, because at the end of the day, we as I'm 39, almost 39 years old. When I was growing up, it is do as I say, and you don't get to voice your what's going on with you. You don't get to voice your opinion on certain things, right? But we're living in a new time where kids these days, they absolutely, they absolutely are going through things. Not saying that we didn't go through things, because we did, but it's a little bit different when it comes to this generation of kids because they have that social media influencing them, or someone may be bullying them. So they are going through things, and just because they don't have bills or they don't have um, to take care of things, they don't have kids to take care of, doesn't mean that kids don't go through things mentally. Kids most certainly do go through things mentally, and we always have to check up on our children when it comes to their mental well-being. So I completely agree with this, but I'm going to go back to what I was saying before in the beginning. If you're fighting with her, one, you should not be fighting with her. Two, if it's that bad, then maybe you need to give belt to ass. But first, figure out the reason. You try to figure out the reason of why she's acting out. And if it proceeds, then we do the belt to ass, right? 3, throw a pan of cold water in there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Once again, I appreciate all of y'all for subscribing, being here, listening to this, and drop in the comments what you think, and we'll holler at y'all later. Peace.